What's good, guys? Crazy Vision here on a fantastic day. Sending out them positive vibes to all my creators out there. I'm here with the Sueno crew. Everybody, introduce yourselves. Let's go.
Maybe let's go Dak, Kevin, and I'll finish up.
Yo, what's up, beautiful people? It's your boy Dak. Is this thing on? We're here with another podcast kind of thing. Something different there. But yeah.
Oh, Neo.
Is that it?
What's going on?
Kevin,
There.
it's you, bro.
Yeah. There.
You already know who it is, Dick. You don't know who it is. It's your boy, Kev Blindside. And that's all for now. So it's going to be sweet and short. Go, DELI.
Nice. Yo, my name is DELI. How you going? Tonight we are doing a podcast. It's late night with Sueno. This is usually our editing time, but today we have paused a little bit of that just to talk, you know. We haven't done a lot of these in a while. I think the last time we had a sit down chat session like this was like a couple of months ago, back when we still had the studio, before all of the hustle and bustle of being a creator happened to us within the last couple of months. Does anyone have a topic they want to talk about? Bring it up and then we'll just chat, and then see where the conversation goes.
Well, I think since COVID happened, let's do stuff that like creators have done wrong, as in like what's the worst thing that a creator could have done during the COVID period, or workflow wise or stuff like that.
The worst thing?
Like
The worst thing.
what's a bad mistake?
Let's twist it a little bit.
Yeah, let's twist it with some along those lines.
Because I feel like for us specifically, right? 2020 during COVID has actually, I mean, for me anyway, has been a good thing. Because I feel like it took me out of my comfort zone. I was able to get a little bit more creative with how my approach is to creating and doing business and just evolving in general. So I think we can talk about, how about this? Like, let's talk about how we evolved, you think, in 2020, and how you adapted to the
situation,
the coronavirus situation, especially in our industry here in Australia.
Sure.
Let's go with head honcho Creasy first. What's up?
So ever since coronavirus happened, obviously I panicked. I think all of us did panic at one point. We even had the studio at the time too. So like around that time, it was very fuck, bro. It was a crazy time for us. We were all like, fuck, no, we can't be in the studio. So everyone packed their shit and left. I think the only people left that was just me and Kevin. I think, was it? Yeah, correct. Yeah, me and Kevin were like, nah, fuck it, fuck this coronavirus shit. And we didn't know what the circumstances would be. We didn't know if fucking cops were gonna come and check us out, whatnot. But for me, my mentality is like, you know, you're a freelancer, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we're all freelancers, and our mentality is like, there's no stopping at all. You know what I mean? So like, I had to kind of figure out different ways on how I can still continue on with my business. And I feel like a lot of creatives kind of like took it, how would you say, like took it to heart. That was like, fuck, like, what am I gonna do now? You know, is this it for my business? Is this it as me as a freelance content creator? This and that, 1, 2, 3. But I think what happened was a lot of businesses did eventually adapt to the whole situation. You know what I mean? So I think that kind of helped us as creators, because everything just moved to digital, which was a blessing in disguise for all of us, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. So a lot of businesses started picking up. I think it was like a month or 2 months after that. So like, at least it gave me a month or 2 months to kind of reevaluate what I want to do, how I should kind of move forward throughout the process. And yeah, it all kind of panned out for me. And like, I feel like I focus more on kind of being a director and just kind of master a different skill set. Or something like that, you know what I mean? So
yeah, just to insert there, for everyone that's not or possibly listening to us for the first time, our backgrounds are, we are content creators for brands, for businesses, in terms of what we did before the music video industry boomed in Australia. We actually shoot a lot of content for like agencies, for clothing apparels, for gyms. I think in terms of our skill set, that's where we really make our money and make our bread. So for us, it's a weird time, because I feel like the world shifted, I guess, a little bit in our favor, in terms of instead of us looking for work, ended up work looking for us, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like how does that feel like for you, Kevin? Because at that point 2020 was like one of the bigger years for you in terms of I think evolving as a creator, I think.
Yeah, bro. I feel like 2020, man. My 2020 was crazy, man. Like it was almost not even almost. It was 100% overwhelming. But I feel like when the COVID first happened, I didn't realize that it was gonna work in our favor. So it was like a whole panic situation that happened, and I was just like messaging all my clients, like, damn, if you need edits or shoots, like there wasn't even any shoots going on. So I was like, if you ever need any edits, like let me know. And now some clients replied back to me, but then out of nowhere, like all these other like external works just flowed in. And I was like, oh, like I don't even need to do this work anymore, like because I'm getting money from all this other stuff now too. And then not only that, the whole 2020 was just crazy. Like I got to work with like people that like artists I looked up to when I was young, when I was like 16, just driving in my like big cousin's car, listening to their music, and I finally got to work with like bigger brands like JD Sports, Koji Kings. Finally got like my video up on the Koji King screen, which is crazy. And yeah, but 2020 was crazy. Like I always feel bad saying that it worked in my favor, because at the end of the day, like there was people that suffered heaps from it, not only just in Australia, but obviously in other countries. People died, legit people lost family members, you know what I mean? And for us to say that, oh, it worked in our favor, I like kind of feel selfish saying that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's how the world works, and we can't really do anything about it.
And it's like it's an interesting take as well, because like I think just in the world in general, there's been a lot of shift in thinking. It's surprising because like I'm in a lot of circles of young entrepreneurs where a lot of them are actually succeeding now, and those businesses were born out of COVID. Like a lot of people from COVID, I think it's just being locked in by yourself, I think made people realize that what they're doing right now is not as where they want to be, if that makes sense. And I know out of all of us, I think in terms of 2020, spawning more businesses, I think out of all of us, Dak probably did a lot more of that than any of us in terms of the business area. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Dak, in your 2020?
Yeah, so like obviously the boys, we shut down the studio, so I wasn't forced to find another studio. I wanted to find another studio just to benefit my photography. So I found my own studio, and then I opened up modeling agency with my business partner. So in the midst of COVID, we weren't sure if it was the right decision at the time, but I knew like if it wasn't now, then when. So we gave it a shot, and then like we booked over 40 something jobs, whatever. So yeah, it's a bit of blessing in disguise, as Chris said, but yeah, I think loading, if you guys didn't like suffer during COVID or whatever, I don't think you're quite fit to, I don't know, be an entrepreneur or something like that, because you have to be at the lowest to actually feel like
100%.
You know, like, fuck, is this gonna be like my long-term thing as a freelancer or as an entrepreneur or whatever? So I think, yeah, it really helped everyone like grow together as well.
Yeah, hard. I think for me, like, it was very. I was very lucky to be in a time in a group that was really hustling a lot, mainly because like my background, I guess for me, my clientele is half in between family events and weddings and also commercials. So I think I suffered the most out of 2020, considering our group, our circle of Sueno creators. Yeah, so like I think on the first quarter of 2020, I lost almost $15,000 worth of like wedding clients, because like the lockdown canceled everything. So I remember I was sitting in the studio. I'm like, crap, how am I gonna pay the rent for the studio? Where we've got weekly the quotas that we have to hit, numbers that we have to hit in terms of clientele. But it's one of those situations where like I was fortunate that I still had a job. Like I was working a 9 to 5 and also being a creator, which I think for me, now that I look back into it, it allowed me to really pick the projects I want to be in. like really expand what I wanted to do, learn more in the areas of like lighting and like set direction, which I think have benefited all of us in terms of like like expanding the way that we think as a creator during COVID. But yeah, like it's very interesting. Like, have you guys heard of like other creators in Sydney that shifted, like notable people, you reckon?
I feel like a lot of the big creatives that were on the rise last year, like they actually became successful, you know, especially for one of the boys like Aaron and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Aaron Bull. Yeah, if you're
like
listening to this, yeah.
he definitely fucking went up the ranks real quick, you know what I mean? But that's in terms of quality, and like I feel like when it comes to the scene today, like, you know, everyone's like it goes in, how can you say it? It goes in like in trends, you know, like we did the whole fucking high effects and crazy shit like that, and that was one thing. Then it came to like cinematics, and now it's just stuck on cinematics. And I feel like in this industry now, like especially in the music industry, it's how is everyone going to be unique now, you know what I mean? And I feel like now everyone's just trying to figure out different ways. Like you see new film photographers come out, like Hayne, myself, and you know all these other photographers that we never knew about are coming out of nowhere now. And then you've got like fucking like all these new creatives, like all these new videographers that are coming out too, which is fucking dope, bro. You know what I mean? But going back to what Dak was saying, as you know, fitting the part in entrepreneurship, I think being an entrepreneur, bro, like to be successful as an entrepreneur, I guess, is you got to be a very, very good problem solver. You guys agree?
100%.
Like
Yes,
you got to kind of
100%.
figure out how.
You gotta pivot into any situation.
You got to pivot in any situation. That even comes when it comes to like working with music artists in a way. Like we can get a music artist. They'll be like, yo, I want to shoot in 3 days, sort it out. But in the real world, in a big film set, but you need at least 2 weeks, bro. Two weeks that's even too short, bro. Like even a month. But as entrepreneurs and the time that we're in now, especially in the Sydney scene, bro, like it's all about problem solving and pivoting. Like I'm trying to think of a situation when that kind of happened with us, bro. Because
Every music
there's quite a few, bro. Like I think every set on production has their own things, right? Like when some clients, well, for us, when locations get cancelled, or you know, it's out of nowhere, like something breaks, or like specific artists have some beef with people, happens. So we kind of just have to be problem solvers, and also being able to really communicate that to the artist and like the management, because like most of the days, if you guys haven't realized yet, like a lot of artists we work with are now signing with labels. So that's just a fact. I think that comes with the growth of the industry. It's interesting. Like I think for us, we've seen the growth of like the Australian like rap drill scene really evolve over. How long have we been doing this now? 2-3 years now?
Yeah, nearly 3 years now.
Yeah. So like, I think, what's your perspective on that, Chris? Because like you were there from when it was dust, like with dust on the ground.
Yeah,
right?
like I was with Hefs today, and we were just talking about it, and how much it's shifted and how much of an impact it's made in the Australian scene, I guess. You know, like we were talking about like how there was Cursor, and there was like, you know, fucking Hilltop Hoods and 360 and like all the old school guys. And you can just imagine if they were in the scene now, like how much of an impact that would even create even more, like, especially with that type of sound. Like you only have like Chillin' It now that's kind of giving that true Aussie pure sound, you know what I mean? But then it's getting like overshadowed with like this drill scene that's just coming out because UK's popping as well. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, for me, like seeing it come from dust to what it is today is fucking crazy, bro. Like straight the fuck out. And
insane.
I feel like everyone that has put their input into it, like it just became a culture, you know what I mean? Like from us creating videos and creating that image and showing like the real gritty side of Sydney, or showing the gritty side of Australia and showing that to the world, like it was just a big shock to everyone, you know what I mean? But then there's all these little things that come with it. You got the R&B side, you got like all this pure talent that's coming out of nowhere, like especially like all these new kids that Kevin and Hayne are working with. Like there's like a new generation that's popping out too. So there's like all this new shit that nobody's heard before, and just to see it come to life now, it's fucking crazy. And there's a platform now that we've actually built a platform for like kids that are fucking young as, and they're making hella money from just this music thing. So I just feel grateful that the Sueno crew, myself, everyone that's in this call, and everyone that's in the team, everyone that's involved with that, fucking, it's just fucking crazy, bro.
And it's like, and there's nowhere right now as well. It's like,
yeah,
it's crazy to say there's nowhere right now. So imagine where it was like when Cursor was around. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's like it was like an atom, like legit like an atom. You know what I mean? And now it's like turned into like what's after an atom? I don't know my science.
I know what you mean. Yeah. We get
and right now it's just like now it's only just reached like an international level, and it's crazy, bro. Like and I feel like music is always like the one that's kind of like at the front line.
Yeah.
And everything behind it, and it carries every other creative scene on its back. Like whether that's us when it comes to like videography, filmmaking, cinematography, whatever. Photography.
It's because music is universal, like
Yeah, and then it comes with fashion.
Yeah, fashion.
And you can also use food. You know what I mean? Food, like music. Yeah, you can market anything with music. You can market food. You can market cars. You can market like whatever, bro. So
yeah, so it all kind of ties in one, and it's just like, fuck, bro. Like, I feel like that kind of solved, I would say, because the topic is like problem solving, kind of solved our problems throughout COVID because everybody was stuck at home. Only thing they could do was watch music videos or listen to music. You know what I mean? And I feel like that kind of came hand in hand with what we do. You know what I mean? And I felt like it gave us more time to kind of practice our craft as a production as well. Like, I don't know if anyone knows this, whoever's watching, it's we all come from a social media background, and when it came to music videos and stuff like that, it was something that we all wanted to do, but it's like, where do we start? You know what I mean? So fuck it, let's just take the risk. I took the risk and just did a music video on my own and see where it took me, you know what I mean? And I never knew Hex was gonna fucking blow up. And I feel like throughout the whole fucking journey, like I just feel like now this year, like coming into 2021, we really know what the fuck we want to do. There was a lot of problem solving that we had to figure out throughout the fucking past 2 years when it came to music videos. So we thought there was one point when we shot a music video and all of us had cameras shooting the same fucking angle. Like, that's just totally wrong.
They wanted music videos.
But then, like, we kind of implemented, different things like DAC straight photography, DELI straight lighting. But then it came to like, fuck, like everyone can do this shit. So like everyone just become versatile. But then it got heaps confusing on set, and it was just, yeah. So I feel like now, like, we're kind of we're still building. We're still, trying to figure out a way around it. But I feel like now, like this year, 100%, 2021, like it's gonna be a different Sueno. You know what I mean?
I think right now we're ready to, like, we're doing a little bit of a restructuring in terms of the back ends of things, so that we can get better results to how we can free ourselves to be more creative on set. So that involves everything from like the gear that we use to how we do things, from like pre-production to production to actually the delivery on set. So if you guys are the artists that are listening to this call, so let us know, because feedback is one of the best ways for us to learn and grow with you guys, so that we can create that storyline and the visuals that you guys want to put out for your music. So yeah, I think that this something that came up to my mind as we're talking about that was like branding, like the thing with branding. So I think we realized over time, I think this is just me, right? I don't know. Let me know if you guys agree or not. Like a lot of the songs that do pop off either have a really good tone and song where the song just carries the whole thing, or Two, it's marketed really well. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not. Well, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like definitely branding is a big key to anything, I guess, especially when it comes to business starters. Like for myself, obviously, I'm Crazy Visions, and who's Crazy Visions? Like it's just how everything works. Like I'm my own brand. You're your own brand. Everyone here is their own brand. So that will all be up to the artists as well, like how they brand themselves and how they market themselves, you know. And I think that's very, very important. Like obviously it's good to show the real side, but maybe not showing too much of the real side, you know what I mean? But just kind of like showing the world that this is my talent, this is what I can do. And like obviously people want to know the nitty gritty and shit, but like, and I guess that's what makes people blow up sometimes.
That's just totally up to.
Yeah, 100%. But like, but I feel like the more you can connect with your fans, like the more, I don't know, popular you would get, I guess.
Yeah.
And the more you can influence others, you know what I mean?
I think it's around like building a community, right?
100%. Like everyone here has a different community. Like Kevin's got a different crowd. I got a different crowd. Dak's got a different crowd. Like it's it's what you want to kind of make it. It's what how do you say? It's more how do you want to make your mark on the world type shit. You know what I mean? But like maybe let's just expand on like what would be some tips on how you would brand yourself.
Oh yeah, this actually makes sense because if you guys don't know, I'm out of everyone in the crew, I think I've got the least social following. So what would your tips be to grow your brand and grow, just like your community, I guess. Let's go with that.
Start with that, bro.
All right. So recently I switched my Instagram style of posting. So over the 4 years, I've been doing a 3-grid types post. So I do a 3-grid and then a banner of who I shot. It was cool back in the day when I was doing it. And then I kind of just got less and less traction recently because I think everyone was just like sick of seeing like 3 of the same kind of shot, kind of. And also it limited me from posting what I really wanted to post.
Yeah.
Because I had to find like 3 of the best kind of thing, you know what I mean? But now I switched it up. I just post whatever I feel like. Okay, I want to post my car. I'll post that. I want to post like the boys with an artist. I can post that. I think just being true to yourself and what you want to do drives where your brand's going to go, if that makes sense, DELI. So like my hot tip is just post what you feel like your audience want them to see you are, like as a creator. Yeah. Because like you don't want to be just because like I'll admit, like my Instagram page was always like tits and ass the whole time, right? I just kind of got over the fact that that guy, he's known for that. He got all these hot girls on the Instagram page. I'm over that because I'm so versatile that I can shoot anything as well. You know what I mean? But people didn't see that. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, that was my main goal for this year, just to express what I like to post and like other types of work as well. So yeah, just be true to yourself. My hot tip in terms of branding, because you don't want to be a fake, because that's the worst kind of creative, I feel, in my personal opinion. If you guys agree.
Hard, yeah.
100%.
Like, Kevin, bro.
Kevin, yeah, because look how Kevin dresses. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I feel like when I look
like
at Kevin,
no, it's his personal brand. Like if he wants to wear this, he wear that.
Kevin's mantra is
shorts on.
He's got boxes on.
Yeah, I remember Kevin rocks up to shoots with full fashion gear. It's like, bro, fashion is pain, man. Fashion is pain.
Yeah, it was like 40-degree heat.
But that's what he's known for, you know what I mean?
That's
100%,
right.
He's known for creating like fucking crazy
fashionista.
Holy shit! Hold on, one sec, bro. Fucking
serious. Like, it was like a slow transition, but like in 2020, that happened. Like I reckon at the start it was more like, but my mindset's always been like that. Is more like
showing it.
Yeah, it was always like I was just scared of showing it. I was scared
that's like me with my Instagram page.
I was just scared of judgment. I was scared like people like, what the fuck are you wearing, bro? That's stupid, bro. But now I'm like, fuck it, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Even if people say it's stupid, like, I still like it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. Like, whatever reaction it is, like, it's. I should just appreciate it for what it is. You know what I mean?
But that goes back to like being true to yourself. You know what I mean? And that's his brand. You know, like people will recognize him as being the most fashionable cunt in the creative game. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then he's a very, very talented kid when it comes to like, you know, post production and shooting. So like, yeah, like. When it comes to branding, bro, like it's always gonna come back to being true to yourself.
100%.
And like for me, go for it. No, go for it.
I was like, just work out which community you want to target. I mean, you can do it as small as like just your own household, basically. You know what I mean? If you just care about people in your own household, then who cares? You know what I mean? Like then every other opinion around that doesn't even matter anymore. Then you're just making content for your people in your household. Or if your community is like just your area, then I got sweet. Like, what's your area? What's your area about? What does it represent? If the content is for the whole of Australia, then boom, you have to like dive in deeper.
100%. But yeah, like that's like build a community. 100%, building a community, but I feel like if you create dope shit, there's someone in the world that's gonna relate to it and be like, that's fucking hard.
100%.
You know what I mean? And like, for me, like, I just create what the fuck I want to create, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I've always wanted to be unique. I've always wanted to be different. I've always had that same mindset ever since I was a fucking kid. You know, I've always wanted to be some sort of unique kid. Like, fucking, that's why I have fucking big holes in my fucking ears. I had piercings everywhere. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I was like Kevin back in the days. Like, I just wanted to be a totally different kind, and I didn't give a fuck what people said. But then there's people that are out there that will relate to you. You know what I mean? Definitely. But for me, like, it's when it comes to branding though, it's I do a bit of half. So I do a bit of like full-on business marketing, then I do a bit of my personal marketing. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm just posting shit about myself because I want to fucking change how I look. I want to fucking just become like, I show people that there's going to be a better me in 2021. And it's just like, when it comes to the business side of things, like, yeah, I'll post like, January fucking slots open, here's my work, you know, like, and just kind of show off my work, you know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, it all goes back to, you know, being true to yourself and
being yourself.
Don't give a fuck what people think about you, because there's someone out there that is trying to be like you, or is going to relate to you, and it's going to connect with you, and that's all it takes. It only takes 10 people it only takes one post or something to influence 10 people, and that 10 people will be diehard fans for the rest of the fucking life, bro. And that's all you need, bro. You don't need 1,000, 2,000, 20,000 people to like your shit. Like, don't make that a mentality of yours, you know? You don't have to influence 10 fucking people, and those 10 people will tell their people, and it'll just keep growing slowly. You know what I mean?
100%.
But and saying that, like, caring about other people's judgment, like, don't think that's not a normal thing. Like, that's normal, right? Like, even for me, like, I still in a way still care about other people, what people think about me and stuff. But like, at the same time, it's like, don't think of it as like, oh, like, I should think like this, blah blah. Like, more like, just embrace that emotion. Like, sweet, like, I'm feeling like this right now. Why do I feel like this? How do I change it? And how do I direct that emotion to something more positive?
Hope that helps, DELI.
Yeah, 100%. Because like, I think I've always been in the camp where I think I cared a little too less of what I really post, because a lot of my work, like, I think Creasy knows this, like, I actually did a lot of my creative work unpaid. I was doing it for church for almost 7 years, doing like songs, visual arts, and like things that you see on like bigger screens. So I did it, I think, out of passion for a very long time. And I think it just didn't click to me that, oh, you can reach out to people. I think my post now, I think my tip now for myself, coming forward, because I'm about to do a whole bunch of different things this year, is like, just post it, dude. Like, just start, man. Like I think no matter what the result is, you will reach people.
Don't be perfectionist about it. Like, I know being a creative, we're so used to getting shit like to the T. Like, I know Creasy is very OCD, DELI is very OCD too. I think in terms of just posting, just post it. Like, don't worry about like what people think about it. Don't worry about it being perfect, bro. Like, We're just human at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Content's content, like whatever.
Yeah, content's content.
Content
Exactly.
is content. I like
That is
that.
fact.
I
You
like
know what I
that.
mean?
Like you look at fucking all these TikTok videos, it's all shot on their fucking phones.
Exactly.
Getting millions of fucking views, but like that's all it
Exactly.
takes.
That's all it
It's for
takes.
you
Yeah,
to
like
come with a unique ID. That's it.
like the guy that was drinking cranberry juice on his skateboard, bro. From homeless to fucking owning his own home because of that video.
Exactly.
Like what? Like you know what I mean? So just don't be afraid to post shit, man.
That's it.
100%.
And like, yeah, like when it comes, it's the same thing as being a creative. Like relating to that guy who drinking the cranberry juice. It's like we all started off with a fucking shitbox camera. You know what I mean? But we figured out a way. Like Kevin is a perfect example of using an item to its fucking full potential until something fucking breaks and doesn't work anymore. But you've perfected that piece of material that's making you money, bro. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to have the best fucking gear. You know,
100%.
like it will come to a point where you're fucking working for fucking 20 years and you'll be like, yeah, fucking no, fuck, I can buy the best gear now because I've earned it.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to become a creative, bro, just fucking pick up a camera, you know, use your creative mind and just fucking go for it, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. And there's other things as well. Like in terms of if you are running on a budget, like you'll be surprised. A lot of the bigger productions that you might have seen on TV, all of those things are rented, bro, hired.
All those things are hired. Yeah.
So like I think by the time you guys are watching this, most likely I've launched my rental business as well. But there's other people that's available right now. Like Rent-A-Cam, Camera Hire. Those are the bigger studios where you can actually get like cinema cameras and proper lighting gear. But you also have your like creator focused like rental like places like Maxed Out. He does a lot of rentals as well, focused on lighting. But man, like if it takes you $40 to level up your production, which is like the price of like one massive light, bro, I reckon do it. And if it works with your workflow, then get enough money, like sell that services to anyone whoever would buy it until you can afford the freaking big one. Because
100%.
I think people are too limited about like, oh, this lens costs too much, or
they're too worried about the gear.
100%.
The gear, like
I think
gear doesn't
it's
matter.
all it's all problem solving, and it's all really marketing and asking people, would you like to buy my shit, or like, would you like me to make you a video? And that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Man.
but like fucking, how can you? I think also like another tip is starting in the game as a creative is also just shadow people, bro. Like recently I did a BTS video with JN, and that opened my eyes so much when it came to production, because like I said at the start of like this podcast, we were never a production house. We were always just a bunch of freelance content creators, and seeing them work in that specific field, and they've got like fucking couple of years of experience on their back, bro, like, and just seeing that just open my eyes and be like, fuck, bro, like there's so much more to just picking up a camera and like, you know, doing your thing, you know, like a lot of like people, like having more people on set is actually a massive asset to have. You know, yeah, you can do everything yourself, but you're gonna fucking burn out. You don't know what you're gonna fucking don't know what you're gonna do on set. You don't know where you're gonna be. You don't know where you're gonna shoot, type thing. So like, I think shadowing people will definitely help you, you know, help your creative mind and just help you continue as being a creative, you know. So shadowing is definitely a big key too, and just reaching out. And bro, YouTube is your best friend, bro. Straight the fuck out.
Oh, yeah, I think everyone in our crew except for maybe Dak was self-taught. Like I learned videography by myself.
I was self-taught.
Like you got a degree, but
yeah,
like in terms of like
my parents forced me to get it.
Yeah, I think. Oh, actually, that's probably a good lead up. Like self-taught versus like traditional. Right?
Well, yeah. What's the question?
Okay, let's frame this into a question we can talk about, right? What do you like argue for? I guess let's go crazy argue for for learning as a freelance or like starting your own business, and maybe Dak and myself will argue for like studying, right?
Nah, I don't argue for study. Stop that.
Okay, you know what? I'll be devil's advocate. I'll argue for the studying bit. Actually, me and Crazy argue for studying bit, and you two for freelance.
Nah, just argue what you feel like you want to argue for, and then give reasons why.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Let's do
Yeah.
that. Let's do that. I think what do you prefer? Let's go with that. What do you prefer? What do you prefer, and why?
I'll go first because I tasted both sides of the table.
Exactly. That's where I'm leading at.
Okay, so yes, I do have a diploma in photography. Why I got that is because my parents wanted me to have that certificate. Okay, but
Yeah.
I didn't learn anything about photography because I already knew it going into the classes. So first, I went to class just to see my mates. Second, just so my parents get off my back about photography. So I already knew everything going into class, and how I did that. YouTube, what Chris said, YouTube is your best friend.
100%.
When I was doing this 9 years ago, I didn't have a mentor. Being a creative wasn't a thing 9 years ago, in my generation. You know what I mean? I was 21, 20. No one had a DSLR. No one had a, you know what I mean? YouTube wasn't as big as it was back then. So I didn't really have a platform to guide me into the photography. So maybe going into the diploma just brought me, I don't know, a sense of community where everyone was studying the same thing. Maybe that taught me, I don't know, group work or something like that. But in terms of technical photography, nothing. I learned that all myself. I already knew everything, to be honest. But in terms of which side I'd go to, yeah, self-taught, 100%. Learning by yourself or learning with people that are more experienced, as Chris said, shadowing people. That's the best way to learn something. Because I'm more of a practical person. I'm not really good at academically smart. I'm not. So shadowing someone and learning and visually seeing them work is a good way to learn, in my opinion. So, but yeah, don't waste your money and go to class. Yeah, that's just a taste of.
I'm gonna throw a curveball to Kev, because I know Kev has been dabbing on the idea of potentially going to film school. So, Kevin, what are your thoughts on the whole education side?
At the start, I was like, nah, I don't need this. I don't need this shit, bro. Because at the end of the day, because coming from high school, I don't use anything I learned from high school that I do now. The only thing I probably learned, obviously, we use is basic maths and basic English, obviously, you know what I mean? Because I know in English you get taught angles and stuff for film. But now because diving deeper into music videos, and because I want to shoot short films as well, I'm starting to realize damn, there's a lot of actual technical shit that I need to know. Because working with Marcus because he came from film school. And he was telling me there's a lot of when you go to a real big production team, big production like Hollywood, there's a lot of technical words that throw out, and if you don't know that, you can't work there. You know what I mean? So that's why I think it's good for filmmakers to, if you want to be a filmmaker, to go to film school, or not even you don't really have to go to film school, but
workshops, stuff like that.
Yeah, you can go to a workshop. You can even find on YouTube you know what I mean. And and even learn of somebody, but I don't know. I just want to the idea of film school just sounds cool to me. You know what I mean? And I just feel everything's just there anyway, so I'm gonna just go and I just learn everything I can. So at the start, I did prefer self-taught, but I think self-taught can only get you so far. I wasn't even self-taught, but I had crazy the whole time, and I had you guys too. So I can never say I was self-taught. I had YouTube too, but so you can only go so far with that type of mindset, and if you want to progress in the bigger production, you need to learn the technical shit.
I completely agree. I think there's something about you won't really know what you don't know, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
It's a lot of there are a lot of sources that you can do, you can find. There's a lot of tutorial courses out there on YouTube and things like that. I think I'll give you my 2 cents. It's weird because one, I I came from an academic background, so my whole family are either engineers, teachers, or someone in IT. So I did the IT route. So at that point in time, I really loved computers. During IT, I graduated with a bachelor's of IT, so systems business analysis. But what I found myself doing is every single time I'm in the city at uni, every single break, I would ride my skateboard, go to the city, whip out my phone, and take photos. Because I felt like that's what relaxed me, and that's what like really reset my brain to be able to like go hammer on another assignment. Because like, bro, it's depressing, man. I'm not gonna lie. Back to back assignments and things like that. Yeah, so I skated a lot in the city. I'm surprised I didn't get a ticket. Hey, I was skating without a helmet. That aside, like I actually I got into like doing photos and videos by accident. So at church, we do have a creative director that's worked in like Lion King, back in like Disney. He does a lot of storyboarding and like visualization of script to sketches, so storyboards. So I actually learned from him. So Kuya B, that's Kuya Brian. I might tag you in this if I do a snippet on my Instagram later on. But I learned a lot about like story writing and set direction, connecting concepts and turning that concepts into a screenplay. So my background in the creative world when I first started and was learning was actually from a mentor. So actually looking like starting up in the industry and shadowing someone and actually finding someone that is willing to mentor you, I think is one of the biggest changes for me. Because like really learning how to write a good story is what intrigued me. Because like I really didn't like really predictable corny stories. Because like I think us three, like Dak knows, like Philo stories, man, they're so freaking corny, bro. I can't stand it, man. It's too predictable. And I hated that. I grew up in the Philippines. That's all I watched, and nothing was interesting to me in the Philippines. But when I got to Australia, where like I saw films that's like confused me, like things like Inception, I was like, what? Like looping stories, what is that? So I got into really holding a camera at a point where one of the main videographers at church couldn't. I think he was at that point he was doing a lot of weddings, so he didn't get to he wasn't able to sign in for a shoot. I think this is where at that point that's when I met Creasy. Remember Creasy when I was shooting like a whole bunch of content for like 3 months, like with warehouses and stuff.
Yeah.
Like during the time we were playing COD. So that's what I was doing. So I was at that point, I've only done a couple of like weddings, but like really didn't know what I was doing. But I think moving from that mentorship and meeting Creasy, where he actually showed me the ropes in terms of actually how to turn a creative passion into something that you can monetize and actually make money from. I think that was the key for me. Like we shot a lot back to back, like doing a whole bunch of crazy projects. So yeah, I think my 2 cents about like education wise is no matter where you go, like in terms of whether you get your film knowledge from film will only get you so much theory. They do offer a lot of work experience, but work experience, it's still sort of like baby wheels, like support wheels. What do you call that in the bike? Man, I'm mind blanking here. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Training wheels. So you still have training wheels because like you're still reporting to someone that are like ensuring that the project doesn't fail. But when you're really thrown into a place where, like working with Creasy, I worked under. I still technically work under Creasy Visions. Like we work with real clients, we have real deadlines, and it's quick deadlines. Being freelancers, it's like, bro, we shoot today, it's due tomorrow. That's like kind of deadlines. Crazy, bro. What do you think about like that whole mentorship over like I guess traditional for me?
I'm like in the same lines as Kevin at the moment. Like I feel like I've been in the industry for about what, fucking 6-7 years, around that now, and I've just been doing everything myself as a freelancer. So it's been a tough ride, but like I said from the start of the topic, it is problem solving, and it took me a lot of shadowing a lot of people. It took a lot of talking to a lot of different creatives, even talking to people that are not even creatives. Like I started a business with a guy that owned a dessert factory, bro, and we ended up opening up a vape shop. You know what I mean? And I learned a lot of the business side from him, and then kind of implementing that into film, like what I'm doing today, like freelancing. So I feel like I've learned as much as I can in the past 6 or 7 years, but now I feel like, because I'm digging deeper, like what Kevin said, into more of a production side of things, and moving into bigger music video sets, and working with bigger companies like Warner Music, and we don't even know what's gonna come up next. You know what I mean? Maybe fucking ABC will be like, yo, you guys want to shoot something, but we're like, fuck yeah, what the fuck we're gonna do? But then I'd rather have that knowledge, do like a 6 months course with Kevin or something, and just kind of like implant it in our brains and be like, all right, this is what a fucking AD is, this is what a first AC is. Like we need a gaffer, we need like a gaffer assistant, we need a runner. Like these are all things that I'm learning just here, just from working with Marcus and like seeing JN work, you know what I mean? And those are the things that are very interesting to me right now. So I feel like yeah, you can learn it on YouTube and whatnot, but like you gotta dig deep and try and find that shit and figure it all out. But I feel like if you just have like 6 months of just learning film school, like I could be 10 steps ahead of everyone else that hasn't even done film school, but they're in our position right now. You know what I mean? But then it's pushing us to do more short films, like the shit that I want to do, my goal is to shoot a horror film, you know what I mean? And get into like short films, or like at least get like one of my series up on Stan or like Netflix. Like that's like my next goal. If I want to be a creative for the next fucking how long, 20 years of my fucking life, like I need to figure out ways to better myself and evolve as a creative, like
upskill.
I don't want to be stuck in the same place that I am today. Like I'm happy and I feel successful in my head, and I'm blessed to be around like you guys and everyone else that's around me, but obviously I have to do it for myself, and I feel like everyone else has to do it for themselves too, you know what I mean? So I feel like maybe going into film school will benefit me, like personally. Like same as Kevin, like we all just want to level up, and I feel like taking that step just to do that a 6 months course will definitely level me up and put me 10 steps ahead of like most creators that are just trying to get into the game now. So that's my 2 cents, bro.
But it just depends on what kind of videographer or photographer you want to become in the future, anyways. Because like if you're, for example, like a videography freelancer who starts off in social media. Like I see some that doesn't go into that film route. They go into like more creating their own agency. Yeah. I mean, they stay in social media, but they expand and they just expand in that aspect. You know what I mean? So it really just depends on what you want to do. You don't have to go to school for it, but if you want to obviously become a movie director, then like maybe film school is like
I think my takeaway in all of that is really like, first of all, like figure out where you want to go. Like and what you want to do, and like find people with the same passion that can help you out to getting that direction. If you have the money and if you have the resources, like we're fortunate in Australia. Australia is super helpful with like education. So we have like HECS available that we basically tax-free learning. So if you have the ability to go to school with that, kind of government help and like monetary help, bro, all in terms of like paid education, right? But I think a good balance between both. Like I think Crazy and Kevin, like they've gone to learn as much as they can in terms of the things that they want to do, but you feel it. Like I think once you start going and start learning like the craft, you feel certain limitations that you just can't get past.
Yeah,
I think
that's
I think the what I would account it to is like for people that are starting new into the industry, like bought your first camera, right? You really wouldn't know what lens you want to buy until you start using the lens that you own, right? I think that's a good analogy to go with that. So,
But for me, I feel like it's like it took me a good solid fucking maybe 5 years to realize what I really want to be as a creative. Like, I think when we all started, it was like, I want to be everything, but I want to be a director. I want to fucking, you know, I want to shoot. I want to be DP. I want to, you know, want to be a runner on set. I want to do lighting, and like these are good things to learn. And we're all self-taught in that. You know what I mean? Mm. And it's something that you need to learn as a freelancer, 100%. But there will become a point in your career, you know, you've been doing it for so long, and you'll be like, what the fuck do I really want to be? Do you know what I mean? And I feel like I've come to that point where I was like, fuck it, bro, I want to be a fucking director. You know, we had a chat about this like a couple of days ago, and Kevin's like, bro, I want to be a DP. Like, I want to be a straight up DP. Like, DELI wants to be a straight gaffer. You know, like, Dak wants to own businesses, and he wants to, you know, expand in everything. Like, it's like we all know, like we've been in the industry for that long that we actually know what we want to do now. You know, and I feel like it will take you a couple of years, or maybe it will take you 6 months, and you'll be like, fuck, I want to be this. You know, like you just know. And then now it's time for me to kind of expand what I really want to do as a director. So like, yeah, go into film school, learning about directing, and you know, because I'm sometimes like when I started doing all the music videos and shit, like I was directing, shooting, editing, like doing all that shit myself. But then I was like, fuck, how am I gonna offload this shit? You know, like, yeah, let's create Sueno. Let's try like get other people to, you know, have a chance to eat off the same plate. This, that, 1, 2, 3. And yeah, now I feel like, yeah, fuck it, I want to be a director, bro. So yeah, give yourself time. You know, whoever's watching this, give yourself time to actually realize, like, figure out what you really want to be.
Yeah, don't rush it.
100%. There's like, because there's so many roles as being a creative. You know,
so many.
Like it's like freelancing. Yeah, it's fucking hard. Yeah, but with freelancing there comes business. There's like you got to learn how to pay yourself. You need to learn how to pay taxes. You need to become your own boss. You need to learn how to network. You need to learn how to do this and this, that. Like
discipline, big thing.
Yeah. But then, yeah, you eventually figure out, oh, these guys are cool. Like, come fucking shoot with me. And then you eventually build something, and you know, you end up becoming an agency, or end up becoming a production team, or end up becoming something. But it's all a part of the journey, you know what I mean? And you will figure out what you want to do. And yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I feel like I'm at the moment. So
yeah. 100%. I think I'm very excited for this year. 100% for us, because it's like so early in the year, and I feel like every single one of us has like have such a distinct vision, which surprisingly, like our previous meetings before, I guess we made this call, like what is it now, January 19, right? We have very clear direction where each of us wanted to go, and like we're very fortunate that each one of us, like, our directions all go the same direction, because there are some like people like that are unfortunately someone doesn't want to do creative anymore. Then you lose someone, you just have to fill in that gap, right? But I think for us, like, very, very fortunate, and I like, to me anyway, like, I feel like I have new brothers like this year. I mean, like, as soon as I met you guys anyway, and yeah, just doing, I think what separates us, like, I think our clients have pointed this out in the past, is that, like, when we work for like people, they do really feel that like teamwork and that like family vibe from us, which I think is I think will always be a core value of Sueno.
100.
Moving forward, even though we're expanding to our different things, but we've got 15 minutes left to this. So I told you guys we're gonna fill in that time easy. So do you guys want to have like closing remarks or last minute like topics you guys want to bring up? I think before we go.
I just want to you know, if this is something that you guys enjoy, you know, this could be something that we could do like on a regular basis. Like it's just something that just came up to my mind just then. We just had a quick Zoom call. Like fuck it, bro, let's just record it and just kind of talk about shit like this. Because I feel like there's no one out there that's in the creative field that's doing this shit, you know, like seeing the nitty gritty and seeing the insides of actual creative. You know, you only see the book cover from us, and like we really show you what we really want to show you guys. You know, like we try to show you our emotions and whatnot, but like, you know, we're not going to go fully deep in on our social pages. So like this could be like a new platform for you guys to, you know, ask some questions. Like if we once we drop this on Facebook or IGTV or wherever it is, you know, like leave some questions down below, and just, if you guys want to talk about a specific topic, we can definitely, you know, get into the nitty gritty of it. But yeah, for me, like I feel like I've given you guys a lot of valuable information. I feel like we all have. You know, we're all just a bunch of kids from the area just fucking trying to make it out, bro. Straight the fuck out. But
100%.
But yeah, like all I can say, bro, like is my motto is just fucking try it, man. Like just go out and do it. Like I would go deeper and deeper into my story later on down this whole podcast thing that we do. But like, yeah, like I jumped out of work and just said, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. And yeah, my motto is just take that risk and just see where it takes you. Because yeah, we do live in Sydney, bro. You can fucking, you know, Australia is a world of opportunity. If you want to risk something, you do that, you can always get a job in 2 weeks time, bro. So like, just go for gold, bro. So yeah, that's
go for gold.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if that's everything, well, let's close off today's talks. I think pen name, like working title, let's call it Sueno's Late Nights. Sueno Late Nights. Sueno After Hours.
We'll figure out
this
a
is
name.
not during our normal hours.
Now, well, we'll figure out a name later. But that's
actually, you know what? If you guys can think of a name, drop it in the comment below. We'll pick the best ones and we'll debate it on our next Zoom.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll have Hayne and Akron here. You never know, we might have some special guests on here too.
Oh.
Yeah, true. I think like once we figure out like a format, if we want to make this a bigger thing, well, we'll definitely mix it up and invite a couple of people over. But
everybody look at Kevin, take a screenshot right now, everybody. Make it a meme.
Best
Make it a meme.
video, bro.
Oh man.
My meme's gonna be
So
Asian Neo.
Asian Neo. Oh man. All right. If you guys want to plug in your socials now, and like what would people be looking forward to your social pages? I guess let's start with Kevin, Dak, myself, and then Creasy last. Let's do that, and then Kevin, close it off.
Oh, I'm just gonna put it in the description.
Just say it, bro. Just say it, man. Just say it. Trust
Kev
me.
_ blindside. You spell that KEV _ BLINDSIEDE.
And what's your
Oh,
people
check,
gonna
man.
look forward to in the next posts and stuff?
On your Instagram.
In my next post, I'm working on my it's a little bit. I don't know if it's a little bit too late now. Like I'm working on my 2020 recap video.
That's all right. That's
like, you know what I mean. Like I'm a little bit too late, but like, hey man, it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean. Just watch it when it comes out.
Yeah.
See how 2020 was creatively.
Yeah. So it's at Dakshots, DACSHOTS. Recent post. I just bought a new camera, so wait for the reveal for that one.
Ooh, I shot that one, bro. That's gonna be a banger. Yes. My name is DELI Visuals, so at DELI VISUALS. So you can see a lot more tips and tutorials in terms of lighting. That's coming up real soon. Talks about gear. So that's gonna be my content for the year. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And passing it on to Crazy.
Really know where these guys. It's your boy Crazy Visions. Just follow me at Crazy Visions. I don't need to spell it out. You guys already know it.
Plug Sueno. Let's plug Sueno. Plug Sueno.
Yeah, just follow the boys at Sueno Productions.
Let's go.
We'll probably drop on that too. But stuff that's coming up for me, I got some big fucking things coming out, guys. So stay tuned. Bunch of music videos from me. Social posts and yeah, man, wedding and a lot of things coming up, bro. House, new YouTube channel coming out too. So stay fucking. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you all. And this is Sueno Productions. I don't know what the
we
title
are
is.
signing out.
Oh, yeah,
Back to
we're
editing.
out.
Title.
Back to
Back to
editing.
editing.
And yeah, roll the outro. Peace.
Right up.
If you really know Crazy Vision, you really know the brand, that's when you know that's passion. The whole crew, the car right now got DELI Vision.
Yo, what's up?
Got Mr. Dax shots in the back.
Pretty straightforward if it's done well.
Yo. If you know, yeah. Tell I'm doing East.
That's freaking dumb, G. Did you record that? You fucking dickhead. You're a dickhead.
Reproduction, like it's so fucking important. While I'm young, bro, like fuck it, bro, like you know what I mean? Like, might as well do what you love and taste what you love. When there's pre-production, bro, everything just runs smoothly. All it is just picking the shots and where to shoot it. That's it. So it's like
Pick a shot, set up, learn how to execute, and then kill it, bro. That's insane.
Stop recording. Oh, was it recording the whole time? Imagine.
Stop cloud recording.
Oh, no. Yeah.